Some JCPS buses have been getting students to school hours after the day has started. Other students have been stranded at the end of the day with no ride home. The district says it does not have nearly enough bus drivers right now. In tonight's Sunday edition, Valerie Chen and Kevin Wheatley investigate the shortage and the problems it's causing.
A typical school day creating pockets of traffic all over Louisville. Cars lined up in every direction near Norton Elementary School.
We've had more students riding in cars this year
as parents drop their kids off at school. Much the same at Atherton High School on this morning. Long delays affecting some buses too across the district. Some buses arriving late to school each day, more than 5 weeks after school started.
My kids leave home at 6:10 and the bus picks them up at 6:15, but they don't reach school till 7:50, till 10 till 8 is when they reach school.
That's 10 minutes after school starts.
It has been very challenging to even get somebody on the phone.
Sejal Patel says she and other parents are frustrated about the bus issues affecting her 6th and 8th graders at Meyzeek Middle School. This past week, she says parents were left finding their kids their own way home.
The substitute driver just left with a handful of kids from the school to the depot and leaving over 20 to 25 kids stranded at the school.
She says there was no communication to parents and bus issues continue.
We've not heard a solution that has been going on. We just hear frustration. We just hear that there are issues, but we've not heard any resolution about it.
The district points to the problem that's also affecting schools across the country, the bus driver shortage.
Not knowing how many drivers are going to be out on a given day, I think we're doing fairly well, given that we had routes covered.
We brought parent concerns to JCPS Chief Operations Officer Chris Perkins.
We're doing better now than we were 5-6 weeks ago.
Some parents are complaining that their student is still getting late to school in the morning. How is the district handling?
And so we've been able to kind of address those, again, one at a time, and we're averaging about 10 buses each day that are, it's a factor of, bus drivers getting sick, calling in, not anticipating those changes, and having to use one bus to cover another bus's run.
This past week, Manual parents and students were notified bus 1756 will be delayed picking up your student this morning. The bus is scheduled to begin your student's bus route between 9 o'clock and 9:15, but school starts at 7:40 a.m. WDRB requested the number of bus drivers for this school year, 771. Last year it was 735 with the hybrid school system, but both years are a big drop from how many bus drivers the district had in 2019 and 2018.
Dealing with angry parents and unruly kids, it's not a real attractive job.
John Stovall represents the JCPS bus union and says the district is short about 150 drivers, and that's creating a lot more work for the current drivers.
A normal 30-minute ride now may be an hour. It's a long time for a kid to be on a bus, but because of the shortage of the drivers, that creates problems and it tenses the drivers up. And, they're at their wits' end with it, too, because, like I said, they're fearful for their own safety.
Stovall says drivers usually have a midday break after the morning school runs and before the afternoon runs. But he says now they're feeling the pressure to take the additional runs.
What's the biggest complaint from drivers right now?
The extra work and having to wear a mask when it's 100 degrees outside, unruly students, and then the shortage of drivers, and then being pressured. Man, you got to get here, you got to get over there, you got to get across town in 15 minutes. So they feel stressed out.
JCPS is hoping to relieve bus driver stress by hiring more drivers with incentives of increased pay. And the district is contracting some bus routes.
It's a challenging job.
Perkins says the district has been working with schools and city partners on carpool traffic concerns, and JCPS is addressing overcrowding on buses, which can carry 66 passengers.
But some buses, people say they still have 3 to a seat.
And that's quite possible. And honestly, we've had 3 to a seat on some buses for years. So that's nothing new. I think it was just more prevalent on more buses this year, and so it caught more people's attention.
For Patel, she hopes the rest of the school year will be much smoother when it comes to bus rides.
What would you like the district to do about this?
Keep us informed, make it more transparent. There may be things where it takes time to make these decisions, but at least let the parents know.
Valerie Chen, WDRB News.
On WDRB.com right now, education reporter Kevin Wheatley details behavioral issues on the buses and what the district is seeing so far this school year.